this week I'm just going to play with the surplus prints from last week's concertina. Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Helen, and each week I share a video showing a little bit of the art, craft and creativity in my world. On a previous video I made this little concertina book. I'll put the link in the description below. And as a result of making that book, I now have a stack of random marked pieces of paper. After I made the book, I'm looking at these pieces of paper, and as always, I'm thinking they're too good to throw away, but they're not, you can't frame them, what can you do with them? So I thought I'm going to just try working into them a little bit more. And I've tried it on a couple and I really quite like the result. Let's put the overhead on. I've defined a shape with my Lamy pen, so my ink pen. I've also used just a water brush, and also a newfound favourite of mine. I'm really liking the Derwent Inktense block, so I've also used some of that as well. And basically I've just doodled into it. I've defined a bit of a botanical shape. I'm not trying to recreate the grasses that made the plant, the grasses or the plant that made the shape. I can't remember what they were, but I'm kind of just doodling on top with the Lamy pen and then defining it a little bit, adding a little bit more dark with the Inktense, but also because the printing ink that I used is actually water based. It does move when you re-wet it, so I can move the printing ink around a little bit as well. So yeah, I'm quite liking what I've got so far, yeah, let's see where it takes me. I quite like the fact that they go quite nicely together. So I'm liking the alternate images. So I'm feeling another little book coming on. But yeah, let's see where it goes. I'm going to drink my tea and have a quiet afternoon of doodling. So these, I'm thinking, will probably be better in a book because of the loose nature of them. So yeah. So that's what I was thinking. I'll put them into some sort of concertina and just do another little book. I just kind of wondered if I could just define them a bit more. Yeah. So the Inktense works both wet and dry. It's just a nice way of getting a little bit of something else on there. So I'm kind of just doing illustrative lines on there, some sort of, grassy type shape, but not botanically correct by any stretch of the imagination. I guess I'm just giving it a little bit more, just another line, another texture. So I'm quite liking the just the combination of materials actually. I like the dirty black on the old book pages. Messiness of it. I'm liking the wash underneath to darken the page even more. I mean, it is kind of dark with the because it's yellowed paper, but yeah, I'm liking what I'm liking. Trying to hold my pen quite loose, I'm working quite fast. So I've been having a lovely play with all these prints, and I've enhanced them, and I finally decided what I'm going to do with them. So I'm going to put together, yes, a concertina, which is what I thought, but I'm going to do it in a different way. So I've kind of just masking taped them together for the moment. It's going to have a cover, so a folded cover, and so where's my divide? So that is going to be stuck to the cover, one cover, and that's going to be stuck to the other cover, and then they're going to concertina out. So I'm working on this basis that I actually like the alternate images. So I like the paper to go alternately. I'm not going to butt them up together. I've just literally tacked them with a bit of masking tape. What I want to do is to have them overlap. So it's not going to be an evenly folded concertina. It's going to be a little bit of a uneven concertina. So yeah, I'm just going to busk it and see how we go. So yeah, I'm going to get gluing. I'm just going to use a glue stick, and I'm just going to overlap them just a bit. So I'm going to have to crease the print. It will all become clear. It will all become clear. So this is the one that's going to go to, so I'm going to write on it actually. I'm going to get a pencil. So this is going to glue to the cover. Glue to cover. And this one is going to glue to cover. Okay. So I'm just going to take them one at a time and just glue them together. Now the masking tape is kind of peeling some of this paper apart, but never mind. So So this first one, I like this torn edge here, so I'm going to glue that on top of there, and have it glued like that. And then I'm just going to have to fold it wherever the fold kind of wants to be. Oh, I hope it will work out. I've also been playing with some of the other ones, so I've still got some left, so I've still got some left. I've got some smaller sort of pieces of paper. I haven't got any. I'm running out of kitchen paper in here. I've got some smaller pieces of paper where I've orientated them round the other way, and I've also got these ones here which I'm going to play with. I've kind of got one here already. The other idea I thought of was just cutting them out and just collaging. So that's my other thought for some of the other ones, but this is what I'm going to work on for the moment. So let's see where that takes us. Let's peel that one off now. So that is going to be stuck down there, so I'm going to use my ruler here. I'm just going to fold that over. So that's going to be my first crease. Where's my paper folder? There it is. So that's my first crease. I'm going to try and just keep the bottom of the page even. So you can see I've just glued it like that. So the next one is, that's my one on top. The next one is going to go onto here. So I'm going to, do I do it that way or do I do it that way? Yeah, I think I'm just going to go to the margin again on this one. That's fine. So now let's put some glue stick on this margin here. So using the old, what sort of paper is it? Exercise book paper. I have already got some lines marked out on it. So that's it's giving me a bit of a straight line to work towards. But it can all be trimmed off if I want it to. So that's going to go like that. So you are now going to fold like that. That's interesting. So as you can see, the pages are not going to be folded equally. So the page sizes are not going to be equal, but it's still going to be able to work as a concertina. So I'm really liking that. That's good. Okay, next one. We're on a roll, Helen. We're on a roll. So we wanted. Which way around did we want that? That really needs to go onto there, and that one. That one's going to go onto there. No, it's not. It's going to go to there. That's fine. It seems to be that I'm gluing on the exercise paper, but actually that's fine for me because it kind of gives me a guideline. So that's good. Should we put you on a line here? And a line here. None of it is a perfect science. This is art, craft and creativity, and it really doesn't matter. That's going to fold easily like that. Okay, now this one, look at that. That's interesting. So maybe I should have folded it there. And I just get rid of that crease a little bit. Yeah. I'm going to fold it on there. Yeah. That's a bit better, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, and then do we like you like that, or do we like you like that? I think we still can go for the crease there. So it's going to be kind of a bit of a double concertina book, this one. To that, and then we are going to fold there. So it is kind of finding its own way, which is good. Okay, so that's my first concertina. I could easily do something on the back, but I'm not going to at the moment. So that's that one. This is the other one that we're doing. So that is what's going to go on the back. Let's take the off first. These papers are quite fragile, but that's fine. So you're going to go on the back cover, on the front cover. You're going to have to glue onto that side. So I'm wondering, no. So I don't want to overlap here because of that, so I'm going to have to forfeit. I have to forfeit my torn edge there. And the only other one I've got is that one, which has got a torn piece, so that's fine. So, yep. You're going to have some glue down here, and you're going to fit onto there. sure whether I've got that straight. That's kind of how it's going to be. So we're going to fold it there. It's just folding where it wants to fold. Okay. Right. Going on to the cover, folding there, folding there, folding there. So you now need to fold back here or part way along. Maybe I will just fold you there. That's where it's wanting to fold. So let's not upset the flow. So there we are, that is going to go into there. So I've had a look through my stash, and apart from some corrugated cardboard, I think this is going to be my best bet for a cover. I'm not overly in love with it. It is quite a stiff piece of cardboard. It's the back of a gummed paper pad of some sort, but it's actually brown rather than grey. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure, get the middle of it somehow. So we're going to go for about there. And I'm going to just see if I can crease it. I don't actually want to... what don't I want to do, Helen? I don't want to do a front and a back. I kind of wanted just a bit of a soft cover. So I'm just going to try and crease it. Maybe I've got a letter opener here, so I'm just going to... This is not sharp. It's just indenting it a little bit, but it's not going to sit closed. Yeah, I think it's too stiff. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to cut it in half. That's fine. So I need a joining strip, front and back. Okay, so I've got 2 strips of paper. That's fine. I'm just going to continue with the glue stick, just because that's what I've got out at the moment. I'm going to leave that much gap. Lovely and tacky. Right, you're in the middle there. Okay. Okay. Look at that shuts beautifully. So does it hold both of those? Yep. It's fine. Okay, good. I'm going to trim the excess paper off. Okay, in fact that didn't need to go off the other side because I do need to trim it down. I think it's shutting better that way. So this is going to be my inside. So you're my glue to cover. You're going to go onto there. Line it up as best you can, get it nice and square, and then spread it on. So that's that one, and then this one. And then hopefully, if my plan is right, when you open both sides up, we're going to get the alternate colours of pages. That's that there. I'm going to go on to that. Drop you down a little bit because the white paper is slightly bigger than, in fact let's go over a little bit more. The white paper is slightly bigger than the actual book paper. Oh, we're getting there. And then what should we do? Should we tear this or should we cut it? That's a torn edge. I think I'm going to tear it. Okay. So yeah, there you go. Opens up like that and then shuts like that. So the only thing we've got to do now is trim the cover to size. There we go. Yep. Okay. And there's my little book. So it's going to open up like that. Do I want to put something on the front? I quite like this. Not this domed. That's already torn. I might well do that. So there we have it. That's me for this week. I've done all that I want to do with my surplus prints. I have got some left over, so I am going to put those away and maybe play with those at a later date. So I've got my little book. So concertina number 2, and as you can see, I've put a one of the prints on the front. I've just got date on the back. I've left this portion of the book page because I really quite liked it. It's talking about mushrooms, and the mushroom bed must be conical, not domed. Not this domed. I thought that was funny. Anyway, so this is the book. So it's got cardboard cover, and it opens up to 2 concertinas this time, not 1, 2 concertinas. So that's that side opening up, and that's this side opening up. So I kind of just left the pages as whole pages because I like the alternate sort of sepia and white pages, so that they are just, I mean, this is just exercise book paper, so it's not you know, hefty quality paper, but they're protected within the hardcover of the book, and I really quite like that. This format I think would work very well if you were making an artist's book and you wanted to display it, because it does open up very nicely. Even with flimsy pages, that holds really nicely. You've got the hard cover here, and then you've got the zigzag which is holding. So yeah, I'm really quite liking that format of book. Yeah, so that's the little book. So let's just stand that back there. The other thing I had to play with, so I had cut one of the images out, and I've just played with them in my sketchbook. So I've just done a couple of double page spreads in my sketchbook. So yeah, this one is just, I've left the plants on the paper. I like the outside of this paper being shown as well. I've cut out some pot shapes and I've drawn on top as well, and then I've put them on a background. So that is one double page spread, and then this is the one that I originally cut out, so it's a bit more defined. So I've done another one on this side, and for these ones I delved around in my stash and I'd found some of the same book paper that I have, that I had put some acrylic paint on, so they're just slightly coloured pots on those ones. So yeah, those are just two little doodle pages in my sketchbook. So I'm really quite pleased with those. I really like that page. It was just what do I want to do with them, and it kind of just happened. So yeah, that's me. I've used up some of my scrap prints, you know, and made something a little bit different with it. So that's it. That's me for this week. So as always, thank you so much for watching, for liking and subscribing, and until next time, happy creating. Bye for now.